Hello everyone, my name is Vaishalikan and I welcome you back to my channel. Today I'll be discussing with you all the syllabus of geography. This is the reduced syllabus that ICSE board has prescribed for the students of class 10 for the academic session 2021 to 2022. In this video I'll be discussing the portions which are there in the reduced syllabus, and I will also be mentioning those portions which have been removed. So without any further delay, let us start with the discussion. In the beginning you can see that the question paper pattern has been discussed. The geography paper is of 2 hours duration and it carries 80 marks, and internal assessment is of 20 marks. So total marks allotted to geography is 100. The paper consists of 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is compulsory and it consists of 2 questions. Question number 1 is based on topographical map and question number 2 is based on outline map of India. In part 2, candidates are expected to answer any 5 questions out of total 9 questions given. Candidates are also expected to give sketches, diagrams, graphs, charts as much as possible. Now let us move on to the main topic of discussion, that is the syllabus. The syllabus of geography has been divided into 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. Part 1 deals with map work, and under that you have 2 topics. Topic number 1 deals with interpretation of topographical maps. Here you are supposed to locate features with the help of a 4-figure grid reference. Previously, in the previous syllabus, 6-figure grid reference was there, but in this syllabus 6-figure grid reference is not there, so you need not do it. You should be able to locate features with the help of a 4-figure grid reference. Next, you should know the definition of contour and contour interval, and you should be able to identify landforms marked by contours. Now here only in this reduced syllabus only 2 types of landforms are given, steep slope and gentle slope. So you should be able to identify these 2 landforms only. There in the previous syllabus, other landforms which were given were hills, valleys, ridges or water divides and escarpments, but these landforms have not been included in the reduced syllabus, so you need not do it. Okay. Next, you should be able to you should know what are triangulated heights, spot heights and benchmarks. Okay. Next, interpretation of color tints used on a topographical survey of India. So you should be able to interpret color tints which are given or which are used on a topographical map of India. From here, the portion which has been removed is conventional symbols. Although this portion conventional symbols have been removed, but I would suggest you to go through it in order to know or in order to gather more information. So for your knowledge, you can go through the conventional signs and symbols, although it has been removed from the syllabus and you need not do it, but I would suggest you to go through it. Okay. Next, identification and definition of types of scale given on the map. So here you are required to identify and define the different types of scale given on the map. You should also be able to measure direct distance and calculate area using the scale given in the map. Okay. From here nothing has been removed, so you have to do all the things. Next, marking directions between different locations using 8 cardinal points. So you should be able to mark directions between different locations using 8 cardinal points, and from this part nothing has been removed. Next, you are supposed to identify site of prominent villages or towns, types of occupation and means of communication with the help of the index given at the bottom of the sheet. From this part nothing has been removed. Okay. Next, you are required to identify different drainage patterns. There are 4 types of drainage patterns: dendritic, trellis, radial and disappearing. These 4 types are given in all the prescribed books of ICSE. You are required to know all these 4 types of drainage patterns. Next is settlement patterns. You should be able to identify the different settlement patterns. Now in the previous syllabus there were 4 types of settlement patterns given: scattered, compact, linear and radial. In this reduced syllabus you are required to know only scattered and compact. Linear and radial these two settlement patterns have been removed from the syllabus. Okay. Next, you are also required to know, or you should also be able to identify the direction of flow of river, the left bank and right bank of a river. Next point, you are supposed to identify natural and man-made features. Okay, and from this part nothing has been removed. Okay. Next, meaning of important terms. Now I told you this thing that conventional signs and symbols have been removed from the syllabus. Although that particular thing has been removed, yet you are required to know only this conventional signs and symbols: relative height or depth, broken ground, surveyed tree, fire line, causeway, aqueduct and diggy. This point has been added in the syllabus because conventional signs and symbols have been removed. So since it has been removed from the syllabus, you are required to know only this conventional signs and symbols. Okay. Next is map of India. This is the second topic under part 1. Here, on an outline map of India, candidates are required to locate, mark and name the following features of India. First, mountains, peaks and plateaus. From here you are required to locate, or you are expected to locate, mark and name Himalayas, Aravalli, Vindhya, Satpura, Western and Eastern Ghats, Nilgiris, Mountain Kanchenjunga, Deccan Plateau and Chota Nagpur Plateau. The portion which has been removed from here: Karakoram, Garo, Khasi, Jaintia, Malwa Plateau. Okay, and the portion which has been added is Mount Kanchenjunga. Next is plains, Gangetic plains and coastal plains. So you are required to know about Gangetic plains and coastal plains, and you are also required to locate these two plains. Now from coastal plains you are supposed to locate only Konkan, Malabar and Coromandel coast. The northern circle, which was there in the previous syllabus, is not there in this syllabus and you need not do it. And from Gangetic plains, previously Indo-Gangetic plain was there, now only Gangetic plain is there in this syllabus. So you are expected to know, or you are expected to locate only Gangetic plains. Next, desert. Third desert, the Great Indian Desert. This point has been added in the syllabus. Okay. Next, rivers. Here you are expected to locate and mark Indus, Jhelum, Satluj, Ganga, Yamuna, Kosi, Chambal, Betwa, Brahmaputra, Narmada, Tapti, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Tungabhadra. And the removed portions are Ravi, Beas, Chenab, Ghagra, Gomti, Gandak, San, Damodar. The next point is water bodies. From the water bodies, you are required to locate Gulf of Kutch, Gulf of Khambat, Andaman Sea and Chilka Lake. And the removed portions from here are Gulf of Mannar and Park Strait. Next is passes. Here in this syllabus, you are required to locate only the Karakoram Pass, and Nathula Pass, which was there in the previous syllabus, is not there now in the reduced syllabus, so you need not do it. Next, longitude. You are required to mark or locate standard meridian of India, which is 82.5 degree east, and the removed portion from here is Tropic of Cancer, which is the latitude. Okay, important latitude. Next, direction of winds: southwest monsoon winds, Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal branch, and northeast monsoon winds. So you are required to mark the direction of Arabian Sea branch and Bay of Bengal branch, and also northeast monsoon. Okay, direction of the movement of these winds are there in this syllabus, and from this part nothing has been removed. Okay, next is distribution of minerals. Now from here you are required to locate or mark only the offshore oil field, which is Mumbai High, and the coal field or coal mine, which is in Jharia, and the removed portion from here is onshore oil field, which is in Digboi, and iron, which is in Singhbhum. Okay, next is soil distribution. Alluvial soil and black soil is there okay, in this syllabus. So here you are expected to locate or mark only alluvial and black soil. Laterite and red soil, these two soils were there in the previous syllabus, but now these two soils are not there, so you need not mark them. Okay. Next, cities: Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai and Allahabad. So you are required to mark or locate only these 5 cities. Okay. The removed portion from here are Hyderabad, Bangalore, Kochi, Srinagar and Visakhapatnam. Okay. Next is population. Under population, you are supposed to locate the place which is having the dense population and the place which is having sparse population, and removed portion from here is nothing, so nothing has been removed from here. Next, let us move on to part 2 of the syllabus. Part 2 deals with geography of India. Now here the first chapter which is there under part 2 is location, extent and physical features. This chapter should be done through map only. So from here you are required to do map pointing. Okay. The next chapter is climate of India, and here you are supposed to know the distribution of temperature, rainfall and winds in summer and winter seasons, and you are also required to know the factors affecting the climate of an area. You are expected to know monsoon and its mechanism and the seasons. There are 4 seasons in our country: summer season from March to May, monsoon season from June to September, retreating monsoon season from October to November, and winter season from December to February. You also have to study the climatic data from this chapter. The portion which has been removed from this chapter is nothing, so nothing has been removed from this chapter. You have to do everything. Okay. Next chapter is soil resources. Here you should study the types of soil. Okay, there are 4 types of soil: alluvial, black, red and laterite. You should know about them. You should know the distribution, composition and characteristic features such as color, texture, minerals and crops associated with these 4 types of soils. Okay. Next, you are also supposed to know the meaning of soil erosion, the agents, the 2 agents of soil erosion, water and wind, and you should also know the types of soil erosion. Now here only 2 types of soil erosion has been given. Okay, sheet and gully erosion, but in all the prescribed books a number of soil erosions, I mean there are many types of soil erosions given in all the prescribed books of ICSE. Those types used to be there in the previous syllabus, but now they are not there in this syllabus, in the reduced syllabus, so you did not know them, and so from those types are not there in the reduced syllabus. Okay, only sheet and gully erosion, these 2 things are there. Okay, and you are also required to know the causes of soil erosion. Next point is soil conservation. You should know the meaning of soil conservation, and only these methods of soil conservation should be done: terrace farming, crop rotation, planting of shelter belts and afforestation. Other soil conservation methods given in the prescribed books are not there in this reduced syllabus. Okay, so you need not do them. Next is natural vegetation. Here you are required to know the importance of forest, then the types of vegetation which are there in India. There are 5 types of vegetation: tropical evergreen, tropical deciduous, tropical desert, littoral and mountain. You should know about them. You should know their distribution and their correlation with their environment. Okay. You are also required to know the meaning of forest conservation and only these methods of forest conservation: afforestation, reforestation, social forestry and farm forestry. Other forest conservation methods given in the prescribed books are not there in the syllabus, in this reduced syllabus, so you need not do them. You can skip that part. Next is water resources. From this chapter you have to study the two sources of water, surface water and groundwater. You should also study the need for conservation of water and the conservation practices. Now in the prescribed book there are many conservation practices given, but you are not supposed to do all the conservation practices according to the new syllabus or according to the reduced syllabus. Here you are supposed to do only rainwater harvesting and its importance. Okay, this is the only conservation practice that you are supposed to do according to the reduced syllabus. Okay, next is irrigation, importance and methods. So you should know the importance of irrigation and the methods. Now under methods you are required to do only the wells, canals, tanks, then drip irrigation, sprinkler irrigation, and the areas, the conditions and advantages. So from irrigation you are supposed to do the area, condition and advantages of the traditional methods of irrigation and the modern methods of irrigation. Under traditional methods of irrigation you have wells, canals and tanks. Okay, and under the modern methods of irrigation you have drip irrigation and sprinkler irrigation. Okay, the tube wells which was there in the previous syllabus, that thing has been removed. Okay, so you did not do the tube wells, you need not learn about it, and the added portion over here is the sources, the two sources, surface water and groundwater. Next is mineral and energy resources. Here you are supposed to do the uses and the distribution of iron ore, manganese and copper. Okay, you should also know the distribution and advantages and disadvantages of these three conventional sources of energy. They are coal, petroleum and natural gas. Okay, you should also know the location and state benefited by this two hydel power project, Bhakranagal Dam and Hirakud Dam. Okay, so you should know about Bhakranagal Dam and Hirakud Dam and the location of these two dams and the states that who have been benefited by these two projects or by these two dams. Next, non-conventional sources. You are required to know solar, wind, nuclear and biogas. So you should study about solar energy, wind energy, nuclear energy and biogas. Okay, and you should do the location and advantages of those non-conventional sources of energy. Okay, the removed portion from here is bauxite, limestone, and the added portion is copper. So you need not do the uses and the distribution of bauxite and limestone, and here in this chapter one thing has been added, that is copper. So you should know the uses and distribution of copper. The next chapter is agriculture. In this chapter you are supposed to study the importance, problems and reforms of Indian agriculture. You are also supposed to know the three agricultural seasons, Rabi, Kharif and Zaid season. You are also supposed to study the climatic conditions, soil requirements, methods of cultivation, processing and distribution of the crops such as rice, wheat and pulses, sugarcane and oilseed, cotton and tea. The removed portions from here are types of agriculture in India and the climatic conditions, soil requirements, methods of cultivation, processing and distribution of the crops such as millet, other oilseeds, jute, coffee and rubber. Okay, let us move on to the next chapter. The name of the next chapter is manufacturing industries. From this chapter you are supposed to know the importance of manufacturing industries and how manufacturing industries have been classified. Okay, So there are two types of manufacturing industries: agro-based industry and mineral-based industry. Under agro-based industry, you are supposed to study sugar and cotton textile industry. So you should know about sugar industry and cotton textile industry under agro-based industries. And under mineral-based industry, you have iron and steel, okay, petrochemicals and electronics. You should know about these three mineral-based industries. The removed portion from here are agro-based industry, and under agro-based industry, silk, woolen and jute textile industry have been removed. So you need not know about them, or you need not learn about them, but yes, if you want to gather more information, you can obviously give a reading. Okay, next is mineral based industry, and from here heavy engineering industry has been removed, so you need not learn about heavy engineering industries. Next chapter is transport. Here you are supposed to know the importance of transport, and you are supposed to study the different modes of transport: roadways, railways, airways and waterways. From roadways, you are supposed to know national and state highways, golden quadrilaterals and north, south, east, west corridor. You are also supposed to study advantages and disadvantages of transport. The removed portion from here, from this chapter, is express highways. You need not do it. Now let us move on to the next chapter. The name of the next chapter is waste and management. Here you are supposed to study the need for waste management, the methods of safe disposal, and under that you are supposed to know the three methods of safe disposal: segregation, dumping and composting. And you are also supposed to study need and methods for reducing, reusing and recycling waste. Okay. From this chapter, a lot of things have been removed. So let us see the portions which have been removed from this chapter. First is the sources of waste. Second point is impact of waste accumulation, and the third point is methods of safe disposal, and under that drainage, treatment of effluents before discharge, incineration, use of scrubbers and electrostatic precipitators. These things have been removed. Okay, now let us discuss the internal assessment. Internal assessment carries 20 marks, and internal assessment is done on practical or project work. Here candidates are required to prepare a project on any one topic. A number of topics have been given, and from those topics you are required to choose any one topic and prepare a project report on it. Okay, now let us see the topics which are given. The suggested list of assignments are: number 1, local geography. From local geography, you are required to do a comparative analysis on land use pattern in different regions of India, or you are required to do a survey of a local market on the types of shops and services offered. Number 2, environment. Here you are required to prepare a project report on wildlife conservation efforts in India. The third topic deals with current geographical issues, and the topic which is given is development of tourism in India. So you have to prepare a report on development of tourism in India. Fourth topic deals with transport in India. Okay, and here you are required to prepare a project report on development of road, rail, water and air routes. Next topic is list different types of industries in the states and collect information about the types of raw materials used, modes of their procurement and disposal of waste generated. Classify these industries as polluting or environment friendly and suggest possible ways of reducing pollution caused by these units. So here what you are supposed to do is you have to make a list of different types of industries in the states, and you have to collect information about the types of raw materials used by those industries, the modes of their procurement and how they are disposed, how their wastes are being disposed. then you have to classify those industries as polluting or environment friendly, and you are also required to suggest possible ways of reducing pollution caused by these units. Okay. Now let us move on to the next topic. Topic number 6. Here you are required to prepare a project report on need for industrialization in India, and you are also required to show the latest trends and its impact on the economy of India, the latest trends of industrialization in India, and you are also required to give the impacts of the those industries on economy of India. Okay, and the last topic is visit a water treatment plant, sewage treatment plant, or garbage dumping or vermicomposting sites in the locality and study their working. So you have to visit a water treatment plant or a sewage treatment plant or garbage dumping or vermicomposting sites in your locality, and you have to study their working, and after studying their working you have to prepare a project report on it. Okay, so that's the syllabus of geography.